Welcome back to Mindful English Talks, everyone. I'm John, and with me, as always, is the wonderful Angelina. Today, we're diving deep into a topic that, honestly, feels really fundamental to living a fulfilling life, but it's often overlooked because it sounds simple, yet it's incredibly complex in practice.
It really is, John, and it's one of those things that once you start applying it, you see changes in every area of your life. We're talking about let go to grow. That simple phrase, yet it carries so much weight. How many times have we found ourselves stuck, just feeling like we're spinning our wheels and not understanding why?
Oh, absolutely. It's like you're trying to move forward, but you're dragging a huge, invisible backpack full of bricks behind you. And you keep wondering why the journey is so exhausting. And then you realize, sometimes, the biggest obstacle isn't what's ahead, but what you're still holding onto from behind.
Exactly. The past has this sneaky way of anchoring us, doesn't it? Whether it's old mistakes we can't forgive ourselves for, painful memories that replay like a broken record, or even unhealthy habits we just cling to because they're familiar. It all, silently, almost invisibly, stops our progress.
Yeah, and it's not just internal stuff, right? Sometimes it's the people in our lives. Those relationships that just don't support where you're trying to go anymore. It's tough to admit, but sometimes you outgrow people, or they outgrow you, and holding on to that just creates tension and holds both parties back.
That's a huge one, John, and it's probably one of the most painful aspects of letting go, because it involves human connection. But discipline, the discipline we talk about so much here, it teaches you that not everything or everyone deserves a permanent place in your life, especially if they're actively hindering your growth or peace.
It's hard, though, because familiarity feels safe. Even if a habit or a relationship is hurting you, there's this strange comfort in the known, like at least I know what to expect with this pain, rather than stepping into the unknown, which feels scary.
That comfort zone, even when it's uncomfortable, is incredibly powerful. It's like a warm blanket that's also suffocating you. And that's where discipline truly shines. It helps you make the conscious, often difficult, choice for growth over that perceived comfort. It's about saying, I know this feels safe, but I also know it's not serving me.
I think a big part of it is realizing that letting go isn't about giving up. It's actually about creating space. When you finally release what no longer serves you, you're not just getting rid of something. You're making room for something better. Better habits, better opportunities, better peace of mind. It's like clearing out a cluttered room to redecorate.
Oh, I love that analogy, John. Imagine trying to bring a new, beautiful piece of furniture into a room that's already packed to the brim with old, broken stuff. You just can't. Growth requires room, and sometimes that room can only be created through that intentional act of release. You have to empty before you can fill.
And it's crucial to clarify that letting go does not mean forgetting the lessons. It's not about erasing the past or pretending it didn't happen. It's about learning from those experiences without carrying their weight forever. It's respecting your future more than your attachment to the past.
That's a powerful distinction, because I think many people misinterpret letting go as forgetting or excusing. But it's not about that at all. It's about integration without stagnation. You acknowledge what happened, you extract the wisdom, and then you say, okay, I've learned, and now I'm moving on from the burden. It's emotional maturity, really.
Exactly. Think about someone who made a significant mistake in their career, for instance. They can replay that mistake over and over, let it define them, and prevent them from taking new risks. Or they can analyze what went wrong, understand the lesson, apologize if needed, and then consciously decide to leave that incident in the past, learning from it to inform future decisions, not cripple them.
That's such a good example. I actually had to do something similar with a creative project that just went completely off the rails. It was months of work, and it failed spectacularly. For a while, I was so afraid to start anything new, convinced I'd just fail again. I was holding on to that shame and disappointment so tightly.
And how did you manage to finally let go of that, Angelina? What was the turning point for you?
It was a conversation with a mentor, actually. She said, Angelina, you wouldn't tell a child learning to walk that they're a failure just because they fell, would you? You'd encourage them to get back up. Why are you treating yourself differently? That really hit me. I realized I was so busy looking backward at the fall that I wasn't even attempting to take another step forward.
Wow, that's so insightful. It's true we're often much harder on ourselves than we would ever be on others, or even on a child. And that kindness, that self-compassion, is such a critical component of allowing yourself to let go. It's not just about discipline, it's about grace too.
Absolutely. It's a blend of both. And it reminds me that disciplined people really do understand that progress requires change. They know that holding on too tightly can literally prevent them from becoming who they are meant to be. It's like you're trying to force a square peg into a round hole, only the hole is your future self, and the peg is your past.
That's a brilliant way to put it. You can't evolve if you're constantly trying to preserve a previous version of yourself or your life. The world changes, we change, and our internal landscape needs to change with it. It's a continuous process of shedding and rebuilding.
And it requires trust, doesn't it? Trust yourself enough to move forward. Trust that what is meant for you will align with your growth. This isn't about blind faith, but about a deep, inner knowing that when you create space, good things will fill it. You don't always know what they'll be, but you trust that the universe or life has your back.
That trust is key, especially when you're letting go of something that feels comfortable, even if it's detrimental. It's a leap of faith into your own potential, and it's not always easy to take that leap when the ground beneath you feels a bit shaky.
No, it's not. But every single time I've pushed past that initial discomfort, that fear of the unknown, and truly let go, something incredible has happened. It might not be immediately obvious, but eventually you look back and see how that act of letting go paved the way for something so much better, so much more aligned with who I'm becoming.
I can totally relate. It's like pruning a plant, isn't it? You cut off the dead or overgrown branches, and for a moment it looks a bit bare, maybe even ugly. But then, new growth emerges, stronger and healthier than before, because you made room for it.
Yes, exactly. And it's an ongoing process. Letting go isn't a one-time event, it's a practice. As we grow, new things will emerge that we need to release. New habits, new thought patterns, even new attachments. It's a constant recalibration.
So, for anyone listening right now, feeling like they're carrying too much or feeling stuck, I'd encourage them to take a moment. Look around your metaphorical backpack. What are you holding on to that you actually don't need? What's draining your energy and preventing you from moving freely?
And then, with kindness and discipline, make the choice to release it. It doesn't have to be a grand gesture. It can be a quiet, internal decision. But that decision is where the real power lies. Because sometimes the strongest thing you can do is let go and allow yourself to grow into something greater.
That's beautifully put, Angelina, a fantastic note to end on. Thank you all for joining us today on Mindful English Talks. We hope this conversation has given you some food for thought and the courage to examine what you might need to release to step into your next chapter.
Yes, thank you for listening. Remember, growth is a journey, and sometimes the most powerful step you can take is the one where you lighten your load. Until next time, take care, be well, and keep growing.